off, please. Wait for the microphone. Thank you.
Okay.
I know what time of year it is, and obviously the game means a lot in the standings and all that for you guys, but was there a little something extra did you detect tonight?
I mean, the energy in the building was great. You know, if you're a competitor, you love this kind of environment. We didn't do any kind of extra motivational speech, you know, leading up into this. It was more about us just staying the course with our process. I didn't go, you know, person to person to ask them, you know. We want to kind of just, you know, keep it steady, you know, right now, more than anything. But defensively, you know, that was probably one of our more consistent efforts, you know, all the way through. But look, I'll tell you what, you take out the New York and Memphis games, we've been defending for 6 weeks, you know, pretty hard. You know, that's been definitely something our team has rallied around. Defending and doing tough things. You know, we're just continuing to get better, you know, defensively. And we kind of had it all together, you know, tonight. Obviously, that's a big difference when Curry is not playing. There's no question about that. He creates an offense unto himself, a bunch of overreactions and all that stuff. But I'm just talking about the efforts. And look, we've had guys out. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. This league is unforgiving. So it was good to see those kind of inspiring efforts, you know, from multiple guys, you know, throughout the course of the game.
Coach Bam seemed like he led that defensive energy, especially on both sides of the floor, and even starting him on Jimmy. Can you just kind of talk about his overall performance defensively?
Yeah, I mean, look, that's not even something that we just did for this game. Come on, like, look at the last 6 weeks. We're starting Khalil. He usually guards the center. Bam guards whoever the best, you know, big wing is. So he's taken on this challenge. It's a new development chapter in his defensive prowess. And again, we haven't been winning, so no one notices, and, you know, who cares? But it's, you know, the commitment, you know, to do a lot of tough things, you know. And so, yes, like, he made some inspiring plays right out of the gate, and that just kind of, like, energized everybody else and inspired the next guy to make a play. Then Khalil started making plays. Then, you know, you bring in, you know, Davion and H, and they're flying around, playing hard as heck. It becomes contagious.
I know you say you felt pretty good about the defense in recent weeks, but even a couple of weeks ago, you were saying you're still trying to get everybody on the same page in terms of the details.
Yeah.
Places, and tonight the help seemed pretty precise.
Yeah.
Almost everywhere.
I mean, yeah, the first part is like, let's just get everybody out there. You know, so we're like, I feel like we've been plugging holes for 3+ weeks. But through that, we're trying to develop habits and build our process. So I really commend the guys, you know, for just coming in every single day, just trying to get better. You know, that sounds like a given. It's not in this league. It's really unique how this team approaches every single day. I really commend the group. I admire the group. They inspire me to make sure I'm, you know, preparing them and that we're doing our part. And it's a very resilient group to be able to continue to get up off the mat and tackle the next challenge. You know, when you go through adversity, you have an opportunity. You know, when you're going through something really challenging and tough, collectively and not just totally fall apart, I do believe that there's an opportunity for exponential growth from the tough times, and hopefully we're getting there, you know, and just got to keep on going because, you know, Thursday will be the next challenge, and obviously that game will mean a lot, you know, with the standings.
Just speaking about the emotions of the night, is using that and figuring out a way to turn that into maybe an advantage, is that some sort of skill that people have, or maybe that's developed over time?
Well, I think we've been developing this for 6 weeks. You know, if you really like stay the course, you know, on your process, and you get more consistent to it, you don't want to become too emotional. I did not feel like we were too hyped up at all. It was more laser focused on the competition and competing at a high level and playing well. That's the fine line you always need to try to find in team sports. You got to toe the line of like intense competition. You don't want to like be totally out of control, and you definitely don't want to be like flatlined where you're not passionate. I thought we had a really good, inspiring energy and balance tonight.
Coach Andrew, of course, he had 42 on Sunday, leading the charge on offense. And to start the game today, he had a couple of steals, a block,
Yeah.
Jimmy on a fast break. Like, what can you say about his ability to set the tone on both sides of the court?
Yeah, it's really important. When he's out there, he just makes us totally different. Look, I mean, this is what we've wanted to see, and it was just one of those things, that he missed 9 games, so we never really got into the kind of flow that we wanted to right out of the gate. But yeah, you can see how he complements everything we do on both sides of the floor. He's a weapon. He can throw him the ball. He's been a number 1 option before. He's been a great championship level number 3 option. We need him to be something more like the other, like that. That's not better or worse. That's just what we need. And then we need him to take all these challenges defensively. Those steals, deflections, the block. I don't know how he gets the block on threes. But the more games, we don't have a lot of time, but the more games, we get together, I think you'll just see some of the continuity just kind of happen naturally. The other thing too, I think was really important was Tyler. He had a really good defender on him. I told him after the game that showed really good maturity. He played off the ball. He played as a screener. Played like allowing everybody else to make plays, and because they were playing him so aggressively, that opened everything else up. And I don't know if he, because of competitiveness, he wasn't doing that in previous years. He would have wanted to have the pick and roll to try to prove it, and he ended up being a plus 33 in a game that he typically doesn't do, and that was great growth.
Coach, this is the first multi-game win streak since the end of last month.
Judas Priest. It's like
Just-
two games.
But getting back on the winning side of things, especially in the last 10 games, how important do you feel where the team is right now just to get back in the groove of?
Man, look, 3 weeks ago, I felt like we were really worthy to win. I thought we were playing great. This league can just be, totally unforgiving. But that's what you want. You want to build a team that you feel like is worthy to win. You're doing the right things more consistently. Without a doubt, we're doing that. Even in some of these losses that we've had, we're playing way more good basketball and borderline really good basketball than not. So, I believe there's something there, but we got to prove it.
Spo, that Warriors team has defenders like Draymond and Gary Payton and Jimmy who can just wreck offenses, and yet you guys shot 55 and 68. What did you like in a high-motion game from your offense that allowed you to do that?
Well, the maturity of that, and part of that what I was explaining about Tyler, but we've really been trying to develop, for 3 months, other aspects where it's not just pick and roll dominant. And it takes a mature team, to work on that and then not get the wins and continue to see that that's where we need to go. And tonight we're able to do that where we're not just going toe-to-toe against those guys, but getting them on the move, getting them in closeouts, getting off-ball stuff. I think you need that anyway to play against the best teams in the league.
You've talked about the growth of Khalil in different areas of his game, but this game he seemed to really be dominant in the dunker spot and just kind of finding the comfort and timing and all that stuff. Where have you seen him grow in that area?
Yeah, not just to stand there. So if a team's now, more often are going to put their 5s on Bam for whatever reason, then they'll have a smaller guy on him. That doesn't mean we're going to duck you in and post up, but you can create a lot of havoc in that dunker spot. Somebody drives, it's an automatic dunk. And then that makes them rethink what they're going to do with that matchup. Offense rebounding, his crash percentage has gone up in the last 3 weeks from emphasis and showing that if you're putting a small guy on there, I think it was LaMelo was on him the first time 3 weeks ago, and he didn't have any offensive rebounds. well, you got to really punish guys there. There's a bunch of different ways you can punish them, and then also in pick and rolls, and then a bunch of random different stuff. So he's got the IQ where he's starting to see it, and he's earning more opportunities. But he's impacting the game. That's the most important thing. Impact the game, and as a young guy, he's starting to get there. Okay, thank you.